Somebody save me, save me. 23 and 1, it almost drove me crazy. In the cell all alone, can't let it phase me. I just wanna make it home to see my baby. I fell in love with these streets, I seen 100,000.
How old was your brother when he got locked up?
He was 21 years old.
And what did they charge him with?
With murder.
Yeah. Somebody save me, save me. 23 and 1, it almost drove me crazy. In the cell all alone, can't let it phase me. I just wanna make it home to see my baby. I fell in love with these streets.
This is my brother, Stefan Sullivan. This is the time where he went to jail. My mom has 4 kids. He's the oldest boy. I'm the oldest girl.
Somebody save me, save me. 23 and 1, it almost drove me crazy.
So your brother now, he up in there. What penitentiary he's at?
Wasco State Prison.
Wasco?
Yes.
Wasco State Prison. So he's looking at 100. They gave him 137 years and 5 life sentences. And now he's there. We just got a call from him while we're shooting this story. And the purpose of this story, anybody watching, if you're a lawyer, you can help him. If you could take, like my brother's case, he had a lawyer that took 1 pro bono. Y'all lawyers know how it goes. If you take a free case, we ask y'all to reach out to us. This is the family here. This is his sister, Tamia, and his name is Stefan Sullivan. He's in Wasco's. What is it, Wasco?
Wasco State Prison.
Wasco State Prison. He's sitting right now. He already did 10 years, and they gave him 137 years. That's already enough for anybody. But they gave him 137 years and 5 life sentences. That's crazy. So we're reaching out. He called me from prison. He was asked me to do a documentary on him. He want to bring this. He want to get help. He want to get out. Just like if it was you or your kids, they need to get out. They want to get out. So if you can help them, reach out to us. Share some of the letter with the people if you will.
This is a letter that I received from my brother 2 weeks ago. And my name is Timmy Stefan Sullivan. I was convicted of 1 murder and 4 attempted murders. I've been incarcerated going on 10 years now. In 2007, I was arrested and charged with the above charges. And I was convicted in 2009, January 29th, just 1 day after my 22nd birthday.
Now we looking at 218, then 219. He's ready to come home. He want to get out, you know what I mean? Like my brother, he did 17 years already. With the help of God, he got out. So we already know who has all power and all authority. As Jesus Christ. We already know that hands down. So now he's in a situation. The most powerful thing we got is prayer, to pray for him. But I'm looking for a miracle. I'm looking for a miracle for your brother. I'm looking at one day we can get your brother on film. You know what I mean? Hopefully soon. Whether it's this year, it's 2018, whether it's Lord willing 2019, 2020. Hopefully it don't have to go that long. We both know Jesus is all powerful. So you know, anybody out there watching, pray for Stefan Sullivan. And if you're a lawyer, you can help him. Hit us up in the YouTube messages. Let us know. Give us a contact. We can reach you where if you want to represent him and help him get out. Share with the people some more of his letter.
I have 3 sisters and 1 brother. I am the 3rd oldest of the 5 children. My favorite food is pizza. My favorite movies are Love and Basketball and Kick-Ass Part 1. I love all types of music, rap, R&B, country, soft rock, and oldies. My favorite rappers are Tupac, DJ Quick, and Dr. Dre. In today's music, I really love Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Sia, Taylor Swift, Rihanna, The Game, Trey Songz, Ed Sheeran, and T.I.
T.I. So now this is, you said you got this letter when, Tamir?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, okay.
Somebody save me, save me. 23 and 1, it almost drove me crazy. In the cell all alone, can't let it phase me. I just wanna make it home to see my baby. I fell in love with these streets. I seen
and my sports teams are the Los Angeles Lakers, 49ers, USC, and there's no team I appreciate and love more than the almighty Los Angeles Lakers. They give me life. I love to help people. There's no better feeling than seeing someone happy that you yourself were able to help. My goal is to one day be a mentor to children, own my own business, and maybe coach basketball. Things I would love to fight for someday is our youth in the lower class neighborhoods that in many cases never stood a chance at birth. I would also love to join the fight in women's rights. They are the strongest, brightest, and smartest, and without them, there's no us. But today I fight for myself. I fight for freedom. I fight for righteousness. I fight for my voice to someday be heard. I fight to be present in my daughter's life. And I fight for my own life. Make no mistake, there is a victim in this case that should be acknowledged, and to the victim and his family, I send my prayers. And I've been praying for you going on 10 years now. I am truly sorry for your loss, but I am also a victim, and if someday the family hears this, I pray that you look at me in a different light and pray for me as well.
I'ma take it to trial, Pray the Lord I beat the case,
Tamir, so now, Stefan, your brother, myself, and yourself was going to Jesus is the Answer Church back in the days, around the time he got locked up. How old was your brother, Stefan, when he got locked up?
21.
He was 21 in that picture. Would you show that picture to the camera, to the audience? And that's pretty much how he looked. That's pretty much how he looked when he went in, around the time how he looked. That's my man, that's my boy Stefan Sullivan right there. Me, him, Tamir went to the same church with Bishop Ernest Johnson. So now, he catch a case.
I'ma take it to trial, Pray the Lord I beat the case,
What are they accusing him of?
Murder and attempted murder.
So they're accusing him of murder and attempted murder. And now he's been sitting in there. So I ain't seen Stefan since back in the day at church. So now when I got the word that he got locked up, I think me and Pastor Jay went up to the court one time around the early days. So now we here, years done passed. He's been sitting for how many years now? 10 years. 10 years?
I said I would never change, but shit, it changed me. Somebody save me, save me. 23 and 1, it almost drove me crazy. In the cell all alone, can't let it phase me.
Whoever watched this, if you're a lawyer, if you're in that system, you can contact us here through this video in the YouTube message. Leave a comment, message us via Facebook, Instagram, but right here in the comments on YouTube, because this is what the series is released worldwide on YouTube. Tamir, how many years did they give your brother?
137 years and 5 life sentences, and he is now fighting for an appeal.
Yo, what's up? I'm Sadie Mack. I was on a case with my boy Stefan Sullivan. We had a murder charge with 4 attempts. I was just blessed to get not guilty, but he was wrongfully convicted. And he's fighting right now. It's been 10 years.
So he won an appeal?
Yes.
And I think they gave him 100 and how many years?
137 years. 5 life sentences.
Somebody save me, save me. 23 and 1, it almost drove me crazy. In the cell all alone, can't let it phase me. I just wanna make it home to see my baby.
How old was you when you and Stefan got locked up?
I was 18.
And what charges did they hit you and Stefan with?
They hit us with murder and 4 attempts. Plus I had an additional possession of a firearm charge.
And you beat that?
No, I got found guilty of possession of a firearm, but I got not guilty for the murder and attempts.
Okay, so you was able to come out, not guilty for the murder. So you served what, 4 years for the firearm?
Yeah, I served 4 years for the firearm.
So you went in at 18, came out at 22?
Yes.
Now Steph still, we just got a phone call from Steph. He's still locked up. He did what, 10 years already?
10 years.
And he's looking for, he want to get an appeal?
Yeah, he's trying to get an appeal right now.
In the cell all alone, can't let it phase me. I just wanna make it home to see my baby. I fell in love with these streets, I seen 100,000.
I have a beautiful daughter named Talia who will be 9 years old June 3rd, 2017. I was convicted single-handedly because of a fingerprint. My case is a murder in the city of Compton. I argued that the fingerprint wasn't mine and that I had nothing to do with this case. I believe my innocence is proven in my transcripts through many mistakes, errors, and flat-out lies. There was no pictures nor video of these print of mine at all. Only a simple sketch from the latent print examiner from the crime scene, pointing out where he found prints, and prints on the bottom of the page claiming them to be mine. The latent prints examiner works for the Los Angeles Sheriff Department, just as everyone else who testified against me. The evidence number to the fingerprint collected was also off. The evidence number at the scene was different from the evidence number presented in trial. Yet the courts allowed it to and called it a simple error.
Somebody save me, save me. 23 and 1, it almost drove me crazy. In the cell all alone, can't let it phase me. I just wanna make it home to see my baby.
There were certain things about our case that just wasn't right, like how our case was in Compton, and we're entitled to a jury of our peers that live in the city of Compton, but they bring us people from rich areas who don't have no idea the struggle that we go through, and they have no, I don't want to say sympathy, but they don't really care about whether we live or die. And I feel that our jury selection was kind of like biased. So I feel he was wrongly convicted by people who didn't care about the case or what happened.
Yeah, I fell in love with these streets, I seen 100,000.
So let the people know what happened in the beginning when y'all got hit with the case.
Well, what happened was I got caught with the firearm. When I went to jail, that firearm came back, there was a murder on this gun. And so they found out me and him used to hang out together, and they put him on a case with me and said he did the murder with me.
So now he's in jail right now. Y'all got locked up at 207?
2007.
2007. And so they made you serve time for the gun.
Yeah, I served 4 years for the gun.
4 years. So you home now, which is a blessing. And now they gave him, what did they give him? How many years they gave him?
137 years with 5 life sentences.
So now that was 207. He has now been sitting for 10 years.
Yes.
So in 218, 219, depending when this documentary comes out, how old is Stephon right now?
He's 30.
So he sat for 10 years.
Basically his whole 20s.
I said I would never change, but shit, it changed me. Somebody save me, save me. 23 and 1, it almost drove me crazy. In the cell all alone, can't let it phase me. I just wanna make it home to see my baby.
And what are some other things you could tell us that happened when you first went in with Stephon? How was they regarding the case? So you're in the court, you and him is in the court together. Y'all get arrested together. Y'all got arrested the same night?
No. He came after me.
Okay, so they arrest you first.
Yeah, they arrested me first, and then they arrested him at a court date that he had. I went in first with the possession of a firearm because I got caught with the gun. And once that gun they found out that gun had a murder on it, they went and got him. And they brought him on there because they knew we used to be together every day.
And how much time they gave you for the gun that they got from you?
They gave me 5 years, which I served 4 years off of it.
And what year did you come out?
2011.
And what year you went in? You said 207?
2007.
I said I would never change, but shit, it changed me. Somebody save me, save me. 23 and 1, it almost drove me crazy. In the cell all alone, can't let it phase me.
I wasn't picked out of the personal lineup nor the picture lineup. There was lack of eyewitnesses identification, eyewitness description of shooter, and eyewitness identifications of others. The witness wasn't sure about much, but in every statement and testimony, they said the shooter was 5'7", and the shooter held the gun in his right hand. Yet they claim that the print was of my right hand. I've been 6'2" ever since high school. I have and had at the time witnessed to my whereabouts that were and still are willing to testify. My trial attorney chose not to call them to the stand. As of 2015, that same trial attorney was disbarred.
I'ma take it to trial, pray the Lord I beat the case, yeah.
In trial, the prosecutor exercised peremptory challenges against 9 prospective jurors on the basis of race. The record reveals a pattern of discrimination against varied group of 9 prospective black jurors. The jurors repeatedly declared in writing that it was deadlocked and that further deliberation would be fruitless. The failure to declare a mistrial and poll the jury was prejudicated. The courts abused its discretion when it ordered further deliberation without any evidence that they would be fruitful. Financially, my family is unable to satisfy the costly price tag that comes along with securing a defensive appeals attorney for this type of high-profile case. If anyone out there could find it in their heart to help, please do reach out. It would be a blessing and also very much appreciated. Thank you for your time. Sincerely, Timmy Sullivan.
I said I would never change, but shit, it changed me. Somebody save me, save me. 23 and 1, it almost drove me crazy. In the cell all alone, can't let it phase me.
He's still in. He done did 10 years. Yeah. From 2007 to 2017, 10 years done. He's still sitting. He want to get out. Thank God you made it out. You know what I mean? We shared some of his sister shared some of the letter of his thoughts in prison right now.
Yeah.
So now, if you could tell the people what was going on, because you was there with him. You was his man in the court. You was.
Yeah.
What was going? What was happening?
They theory was,
if you could tell the people, let the people know.
They theory was basically, I got found with the firearm. The firearm had the murder on it. Since we had so many FI cars, which is when the police pull you over, they write down you and whoever you with together around that time.
Gotcha.
They put him on a case with me.
Okay, gotcha.
Then all of a sudden, they say they have a fingerprint of him at the scene of the crime. But this fingerprint was really falsified and it was booked under certain serial numbers. It gets real technical when a lawyer looks at it and he caught it. And it was actually supposed to be kicked out of court, but the judge let it ride.
So you said, what about the fingerprint? And just so that people can hear that point clearly, what about the fingerprint you said they trying to hold him on?
They saying that his fingerprint was on the window of the car. And there's a certain procedure that I guess a fingerprint, whoever lifts the fingerprint off, supposed to follow, that didn't get followed. And somehow they had 2 sets of fingerprints and one matched him, and they lost the other fingerprints, and then they just trying to say it was him. He didn't fit the description of neither him nor me fit the description of the shooter, what he was wearing, the way he wore his hair, nothing like that. It was just me being in possession of the firearm and him being my closest friend.
Got you. And in the letter that his sister read, he had mentioned something about he's 6. I forget his height.
He's 6'2", and the shooter was 5'7".
Okay, and they still hold him. They held him 10 years, and that's already some.
Yeah.
Some.
He did a lineup. He didn't get picked out of a lineup. Had nothing. Out of 4 people, neither one of them picked him out of a lineup.
So the suspect that they picked out was 5. You said was
5'7".
And he's clearly 6'2". Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
and
already
the dude had
off.
braids and he didn't have braids.
But yet they still hold him in prison to this day.
To this day.
That's crazy. So if there's anybody out there that can help him, y'all reach out to us. If you're a lawyer, you want to take on this case, hit us up in the message box on YouTube. Get at us, leave a contact number, your office number. Let us know you want to help Stephon Sullivan get out this case. They hit him with 137 years and 5 life sentences.
Somebody save me, save me. 23 and 1, it almost drove me crazy.
He said the suspect was 5'9", 5'7", and Stephon Sullivan is 6'2". So already you should let him out on that. He don't match up with the shooter. So if you want to help out, holla at us, message us right there on YouTube. You want to help. So now,
not only that, when we was going through deliberation, the jury came back with a verdict, and it was, you know, some people said he was not guilty, some people said he was guilty. The judge wouldn't let them stop at that, which he was supposed to have a hung jury, just go back to trial and start all over.
So you said some people said he was guilty and some said he wasn't?
Some people said he not guilty.
So who was the people who said he was not guilty?
They don't tell you that in the jury. They're not going to tell you.
Not even the people that say he was?
Nah.
Okay.
They don't tell you that. It's just the jury. You got 12 jurors. So it could have been 6 people said he was not guilty, 6 people said he was guilty. That's called a deadlock. And that's really a hung jury. And when that happens, you just go back to trial again. That's over. You don't get convicted, you don't get released, you go back to trial again. And they didn't give him that opportunity. They made the jury go back in there and come out with a solid verdict, which was, they actually came out deadlocked twice. And the judge kept sending them back in there to come out with a solid verdict or this trial would not be over. So the jury came back with not guilty for me, guilty for him.
So he wrote in his letter that he wrote me, the same letter his sister was reading, he mentioned the corruptness in the system, how they pick jurors that...
I said I would never change, but shit, it changed me. Somebody save me, save me. 23 and 1, it almost drove me crazy. In the cell all alone, can't let it phase me. I just want to make it home to see my baby.
The law says you have a right to a fair trial with jury of your peers, which is in your city, or in the city that the crime happened in. So,
and to my understanding,
our crime happened in Compton, but our jurors was from Santa Fe Springs.
And that's what I got from his letter.
Like richer neighborhoods who don't, like, they want you.
So they're not even, so what you just said, you have the right to have a fair trial. What was that about the jurors, your jury selection?
With a jury of your peers.
So it seemed like they didn't even give him a fair shot at what his right is.
Nah.
So that's already corrupt. That's already corrupt. That's corrupt in itself. So this is crazy, man. Thank God Cedric sets out, you know what I mean? We just hoping and shooting and doing this documentary and bringing this up to you, bringing this to the public so y'all can hear his story and see what's going on with him. Because sometimes in situations when people are in prison, you need people on the outside to fight for you because you're in prison. So you know what I mean? They might give you what so far to defend yourself, if any. But if you got a brother like him outside, he can help him. His mother, his brother, his sister, friends from the church. We could begin to make his case known to you, the public. So hopefully we can attack any areas of corruption in the system, whether it's, you know, going to court. I heard he's going for an appeal. He wanted an appeal.
He's trying to get an appeal.
I'ma take it to trial. Pray the Lord I beat the case. I jump on that house, I ain't shoot from the car.
Based on, he has many reasons for appeal. The way the fingerprint was booked.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that real
from.
quick. I heard in his letter he told me that they're trying to. I'm like, okay, so they gave you 137 years in prison. They gave that to him, plus 5 life sentences. Off what? You already said it. What? There's no fingerprints on the gun of his. So how are you holding this man, young black man, in prison? There's no prints of his on the gun. He told me this in his letter, something like this, that they said they saw a fingerprint or got a fingerprint at the crime scene on the window.
Yeah. like the guy got killed in the car, and they saying his fingerprint was on the window of the car. And
on the window of the car?
Yeah, that the guy got killed in.
Okay, in his letter, I heard something that he said at the crime scene, it was on the window. He didn't go in specifics if it was a car or a store.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So in the case, they trying to say that his fingerprint was on the car.
Yes.
Of the vehicle.
Yeah.
That's what they trying to. So did they prove this? Have they shown this evidence?
No. They came with the fingerprint, but they never said where they got the fingerprint from. It was just, here's Stefan's fingerprints, and oh, here's the window, and it was like when somebody takes a fingerprint, they're supposed to take pictures of what they're taking a fingerprint from. They never had none of that, or never did none of that. Then they had 2 separate fingerprints and 2 different serial numbers that they book them under, and none of them really matched up.
Somebody said me. Somebody said me. I said I would never change, but shit, it changed me. Somebody said me. 23 and 1, it almost drove me crazy. In a cell all alone, can't let it phase me. I just wanna make it home to see my baby. Yeah.